So you see, there is plenty of them. You see? Hello guys, good morning. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Haoma_KE, and I just want to prepare some tea. I'm preparing black tea. Lately I've been taking black tea a lot, and in my black tea I always love putting either rosemary or the lemongrass. So the reason why I decided to do this video about my journey, my 10-year journey here in the countryside, is because of the comments that I've been receiving. So many people have been asking me about my journey and also my background, my profession, and also how I ended up here in the countryside. I have also done a detailed video and on why I left the city to the village, so you can also go and check it out. I'll pin it in the description box so that it will be easy for you to just click. So I'm preparing right now I'm just warming up the pumpkin. You remember I had harvested the pumpkin the other time in my previous video. So I cooked it, and then the remaining pumpkin that remained from the soup, I made the soup with it. So the remaining pumpkin, I've just been taking it in the morning. So I rarely take bread. I'm not a bread person. So either maybe mandazi or chapati, but I'm not a bread person. So either if I have pumpkin or the cassava or the sweet potatoes or the fresh maize, that's what I take for breakfast. My 10 years living here in the countryside has been super amazing, especially in terms of land and also in terms of farming. I've learned a lot, but of course, in any relocating, at the beginning it's always the toughest, especially before you settle down. But right now, I think I cannot trade village life to the city. So maybe the city is just to visit and then coming back. But right now, even also the village, things have really changed. There are so many amenities. All the things that you used to get in the city, you can always get it here. And if you love slow living, if you love farming, if you love life in the countryside, this is the best place to be. So, the guy who I was talking with yesterday while I was harvesting the pumpkin, he's my border guy. Here in Kenya we have border, so he's the one that does my errands here. So he had promised me he's going to give me some pumpkin seeds, and he said this type of pumpkin is very good. It produces so many pumpkins. So as he promised, he gave me these seeds. So I'm just going to let them dry a little bit. So I'm going to use them to plant some more pumpkins tomorrow. So hello guys, good morning. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know I had introduced myself, but let me introduce myself again here on camera. So thank you so much for the love and support. If you're a new subscriber here, welcome. My name is Haoma_KE, and I am a content creator here in Western Kenya, to be specific, Bungoma. So I moved here 10 years ago. I'll just give just a brief introduction. I moved here 10 years ago. So, and the reason why I moved to the countryside, or you can say to the village, is because of work. So that means I have 8 to 5 job. So one of you had asked me, not even asking, she had just said, I seem to be at home most of the time, but no, I have a 8 to 5 job. That's why you see me posting 2 videos in a week. So most of the time I make my videos during the weekends. So the other thing that I've been asked by so many people is what's my profession? So professionally, I'm a teacher, but right now I don't teach. I'm a civil servant, public civil servant. So there's a difference. There is the teaching service, and there is public civil service. So right now I'm a civil servant, and right now YouTube, I do not earn a lot here on YouTube, so I cannot just leave my work and do YouTube full time, because that's a big risk. So right now YouTube is just what do I say, part time. So I'm doing it just part time. So since I moved to the countryside, I ended up loving farming. It is not something that I used to love when I was younger, like in my 20s, or maybe when I was small. So I never loved farming. But when I moved here, we have very good soil. And then the other thing about living in Western Kenya, it rains a lot, so it means food grows very fast. Like right now I've planted my second season, so these are maize and beans. So I've planted my second season. So, because we are still talking about farming, so one of you has asked me how to maintain bananas. So I just want to show you just like 2 or 3 bananas that when you're maintaining, when you maintain them well, they will be able to produce more bananas. So I'm going to start with these bananas. So you see, like these bananas on this side, all these bananas that are here, I haven't been taking so much consideration to them, because I want to remove most of them on this side so that they can be planted at the edge of the fence. So when you're maintaining your banana, you're supposed to be cutting this anytime banana leaf starts to die off, you're supposed to cut. And then this is now what this banana has produced. You see, from there up to around here, if it was well maintained, even these will be bananas. You see, like these ones, they tried to form, but they stopped in the middle. So what I'm going to do to make it continue producing, you're just supposed to cut this. Let me see if I can cut it with my hand. Yeah. So here in the farm, I have both the ripe bananas and the green bananas. So this is what we call matoke here in Kenya. And I've planted matoke on this area. All this area, I have like, I think 4 or 5 trees of green bananas. So the difference between the green and the ripe bananas are the color of the leaves. The green bananas, the leaves are darker than the ripe bananas. So most of the time I rarely come on this side of the farm, because it is at the far end of the farm. And I just came and here to see, I was just seeing it from far. Let me just go and bring a panga and harvest it. I also have some cassava at the far end of the farm, just beside me. So I think later on I'm going to, my farm manager will just weed it so that it can be cleaned. But farming cassava is not very hard. But I've seen in the internet there's another breed of cassava that produces cassava very fast, because this indigenous, if you want to eat very big cassava, you have to wait for it until I think more than 6 months, 6 months to 1 year, so that you can start harvesting. That's when they will be fully mature and the cassava will be very sweet and nice and even dry. So if you want to maintain your bananas really well, also anytime you harvest a banana, you have to cut down the stalk so that it doesn't affect the other bananas that are growing around the harvested banana. And the banana stalks are very good manure. So the moment they rot, they'll become very good manure, and that's what I use as my organic manure here in the farm also. Wild berries grow very fast And my little one Elsie loves these berries. Most of the time, anytime she passes around here, I have to harvest even one or two berries for her. And it is very easy to plant this tree. You only cut the stem, just even a smaller stem like this one. You just cut it and then you plant it directly to the ground, and it will grow. And after some time, they'll start producing. And most of the time, if you just leave the branches just to drop down, that's how they produce more and more fruits. So I've just seen the pumpkin seeds are dry. Even my border guy told me that he had already dried them well, so I can just plant them right now. So I just want to plant them because, during January, from December, January, and February, it will be very hard to get vegetables. So during that time, that's when vegetables like the cowpeas, the slender leaf, and also the jute leaves, they will save you, especially if you've planted them. And those three vegetables, they really survive with very little water. So, and also this type of a pumpkin, my border guy told me that it works very well during the dry season. So that's why I'm planting right now, because by the time it reaches in 2 months or 1.5 months, I'll be able to start harvesting the leaves, and even it will start producing the pumpkin. And I decided to plant it at the edge of this fence, or the flowers, because I want, even if they start climbing, they'll just climb on top of the flowers on this other side of the farm, and it will be easier for them to just grow, and they'll produce even more, because most of the time pumpkins do not like being disturbed like the other ones that are at the front of the house. I always keep on pushing them the side of the farm so that they do not spread on this other side of the compound. I recently did a video on my snake encounter, and most of you were uncomfortable with watching the video. So when my farm guy came to cut the grass, we bought this grass cutter. So I've never had interest in knowing how to put it on or just using it. So when I saw him doing it, I decided just to try and see if the grass grows instead of waiting for him to come and cut for me. And because of the scare of the snake, I decided just to learn how to do it. But unfortunately, I think he had cut this whole area, so the fuel has gone down, so that means I'll not be able to cut a very big area. So I just decided to just test. At least now, right now, I know how to put it on and also put it off. I know also how to put fuel in it to check if there's enough fuel or not. So I think right now I'll be using it more often, especially if the grass has grown. I'll just be taking it, just put some fuel, and then just cut the grass, especially just at the front and even at the back and the sides of the compound right now. So I took lunch. I had a guest. After the guest left, it's now evening around 4 p.m. So I just want to harvest some vegetables so that I can start preparing a supper. So I'm harvesting the slender leaf. As you can see, the way the leaves are, I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe pests. They've been attacked by pests. That's the reason why they are like this. But they're just okay. So the moment I start harvesting like this, they'll start now producing more leaves, and they will sprout more. So if they are too crowded, I always uproot, but if they are not, I just pluck the leaves. Here we love the indigenous vegetables here. It's very common here, so we rarely take the kales, what we call them, uh, collard greens, and the spinach. Most of the time we rarely take that, so we plant the indigenous vegetables. And I think the reason why they have been really attacked, is because the rains have gone down, and most of the time when the rains have gone down, the pests tend to spread all over the farm. And also, I've not given my farm a break, so maybe that's the reason why. So the jute leaves, or what we call here murere, we do not put a lot of it because it tends to overpower other vegetables. So I'm just going to pluck just enough for the amount of jute leaves that I have, the slender leaf that I've harvested. I love when I'm cooking the jute leaves and the slender leaf, I love adding the cowpeas. So today, because the cowpeas are not fully grown, I'm going to add some amaranth and also the beans leaves. So this is the reason why I don't plant amaranth. They just grow, they are wild vegetables here. They just grow by themselves. Even if you plant, they will just grow. So you see, there is plenty of them. So if I just pick the tip, they are going to regrow again. See, there are so many. These are the groundnuts. So there's so many here. So I'm just going to mix also with the just a little bit of our amaranth. Growing up, I never liked eating the beans leaves, but right now I know how to cook it. I rarely cook it just alone. I mix it with other vegetables. And when you're harvesting, that's what my mom told me, you're supposed to harvest before it starts flowering, because the moment it starts, the bean starts flowering, you'll be tampering with the flowers, and so the flowers will drop down and they will not produce a lot of beans. So most people do not like just preparing the slender leaf, because their leaves are always tiny. So, but the taste of it is always nice. And most of the time, these vegetables that are very bitter, most of the time they're always herbs. And that means they are very nutritious and also very medicinal. So I'm just done preparing them. So I've mixed everything, and I do not cut it with a knife, just pulling, what do we say, kurarua in English. That's what I'm doing. So I just want to collect and clear this area, and then uh, dump now the sticks to the farm so that they can rot and be compost manure. That's what we do here in the farm. So I'm not sure if I've ever done a detailed video on how I prepare my or how I cook my slender leaf and the jute leaves when they are mixed together. So today I just show you a full detail. I'm washing them thoroughly because they're from the farm, but the beauty about today, it didn't rain the other day, so they do not have a lot of soil in it. So I'm just going to wash like 2 or 3 washes. I think 3 washes will be enough, and then start cooking. So today also we'll be taking omena, which are called sardines in English. So right now I'm just sorting them out, but where I buy them, they are always sorted out, but you just have to do it also at home. So you're supposed to sort them out so that you can remove. There are those like stones or shells, small shells. You'll find them in your sardines. So I'm just sorting them out so that I can start cooking. I don't know if I've done a detailed video also on how to cook sardines, to prepare sardines. I'm not sure. But because today we are taking sardines with a mixture of morenda and mito, so that's what I'm preparing also. So when I'm cooking my sardines, I always make sure I just boiled it a little bit, just the moment the water boils and the sardines are inside, that's when you put it off, and then I wash it with cold water just to remove the bitterness. Here we do not live near the lake, so most of the time the sardines that we get, sometimes you can get a very bitter sardine. So to remove the bitterness, that's what you do. You just cook it just a little bit, and then you wash it with cold water. So let me start frying my vegetables. I do not boil. I'm just going to fry immediately. As my sardines are ready, let me just remove them from fire, and then just drain the water. I think the sardine soup, and then I'm putting cold water inside and then just draining it. That's how I remove the bitterness in your sardines. So my onions are ready. I'm going to put the tomatoes. These are for the vegetables. I'm going to let it cook just a little bit, as on the other side I put the sardines so that they can start drying. You're supposed to dry them before you now put oil in it. So on my vegetables, this is the bicarbonate soda, the local way of preparing. Mine are from the beans husks. I burnt them, the ash, that's what I'm using in my vegetables. So I've just poured enough. Do not put a lot, because you'll feel the taste of the bicarbonate soda, or we call here mushereha. So after that, I've put some salt, and then I'm going to put the vegetables inside. They will shrink and become very little. So what I'm just doing, I'm just putting all of them inside, and then I'll cover it up. Then later on, after they have shrunk, that's when I'll start stirring. So our sardines are dry enough. So right now I just want to put some oil. I'm going to put enough oil. Later on I'll drain it. So this is now frying. If you want to immerse them in hot oil, you can do that. If you do not want, you can just put enough oil right now. So after they have fried enough and you've seen they have turned the color to golden brown, just a little bit, because the kids are eating, so I do not want them to be a little bit tougher or hard. So I already drained the excess oil. So I'm just going to put the spring onions and then the tomatoes. That's how I cook my sardines. And of course I have to add spices. So these are my ground rosemary powder. So I've added the ground rosemary powder. After it has cooked and all the tomatoes have really cooked, I'm going to add roiko. Roiko is a common spice here in Kenya, so that's what I've added. And if you want your roiko to infuse well in your food, just put it with cold water and then stir and then put it in your food. So our vegetables are ready. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add milk. If you have cream, you can add cream. If you have milk, you can add milk. If you have coconut cream, you can also add. This is the stage where you add. And you see how it is. It is still green and super soft. That's how I cook my vegetables here in my home. And also the sardines are well cooked, and it is not too soggy. Does not have a lot of water. It is not too dry. Perfect for the kids here at home. So let me now serve my food. This is our supper today, just ugali, white ugali. I wanted to cook brown ugali, but now I felt like it will take a lot of time, so let me just eat white ugali. The next time I'm going to prepare the brown ugali. So let me serve and then eat my supper, my dinner. I think that is it for us today. If you have watched this video till the end, thank you so much. You are truly amazing. Thank you always for coming back to watch my videos. Feel free to comment where you're watching this video from, and see you in my next video. It's bye for now.